never let go of the rope. That's what they don't tell you, but they'll tell you once the movie starts. But I don't know. Maybe the movie should have been named "Never Let Go of the Rope." I don't know. Maybe it was too long. Anyway, let's find out a little bit more about what this one is about. Starting with the IMDb plot. A family that has been haunted by an evil spirit for years. Their safety and their surroundings come into question when one of the children questions if the evil is real. All right. That one child always thinks too much. Anyway, obviously, this is fairly new one, starring Halle Berry. So definitely a big name actress attached to this one. Don't remember. I guess it's been a little while since I've seen a movie with her in it, but even a horror movie. So I guess there's obviously picking her for this role. There's the draw there, and certainly a reason for me to go see this movie. But is it a good movie or not? We'll find out here in a moment. There are some twists and turns in this one. I would guess that you would expect. So I'll try to keep that as spoiler free as possible and not give any of that away. To talk a little bit about what is kind of happening in this one. You do have a mom and you do have two young boys here who are living in this home kind of in the forest alone. And again, they are very much alone. The mom is convinced that there is evil in the forest and the house is basically their sanctuary. The evil will not come into their home and they're kind of safe in there. If they do go out, which they have to do, I mean, they have to look for food and so forth, and, get, whatever small things they can get that are necessary. They have to tie a rope, between the house and themselves, and go as far as basically that rope can go. If at any time they kind of disconnect from that rope, then it opens the door for that evil to come after them and get them. Seems a little weird, seems a little odd, of course, that would be the case. And, but that is, embedded in the mom, what she believes, what she thinks, and is her number one rule for the boys. So obviously early on, the two boys are going to be kind of exploring on their own, and I think as you watch the movie, as you see the movie, obviously the boys they want to believe their mom, they want to go along with the drill here of what's happening, but one of the boys kind of has is a little bit more okay with letting go of the rope, and kind of seeing what happens, or wanting to know, is it true or not. As they're kind of exploring here, he has a moment where, he is going to let go of the rope, and a little chaos ensues of it early on, and you're going to get a little glimpse of, this so-called evil that's in the forest. Things are end up obviously okay. None of the boys are going to die early on in the movie. The mom is not going to be too happy with this and so forth. But, they're going to draw in. And again, as things kind of go, this one boy is continuously going to be kind of mind wandering and kind of wondering, what it is really going on out there. Is there evil? And what is truly happening. And then there's the other boy who really doesn't question too much, kind of just goes along with it. Mom says do this, we're going to do this. There is evil out there and so forth. So they kind of get pushed to the limits till food is almost running out, and mom decides she's going to kill the dog so that they can eat it. This obviously doesn't sit well with the kid that doesn't really believe there's evil out there. Loves the dog. I mean, everybody loves their dog. Nobody really wants to get to the point where you would have to kill your dog in order to eat it, in order to survive. So with the boy kind of not believing the evil's out there, he's not so sure this is the right way to go. And kind of after this kind of disagreement over the dog, whatever, things kind of change, and we see the film kind of go in a little bit different direction. I don't want to go much further than this. I'll kind of leave it at that. I think that I'm kind of getting into spoiler territory, and so forth. With it, I think again, I think after watching the movie, one of my thoughts were, even though he didn't do this movie. He didn't do this movie, right? I'm pretty sure he didn't. No, he didn't. I almost had a M. Night kind of feeling to it. For whether true or not or whatever, I kind of had that, it could have been one of his films. It is, I don't know, it's one of those films that basically just play on the whole time of, is the evil really there or not? And it's going to go back and forth with it. And does that make for a good movie or not? I don't know. And it's very interesting. I just did another review for Hold Your Breath, and sometimes I don't release the reviews in the same order as I do them. But I know I just did that one, and that one is almost similar in its own right, where it's basically continually questioning, is the evil there or not? And that's really the thing for the main characters to decide, and for whether to you to decide, as you're watching this. I would say, Hold Your Breath is a little bit more dramatic and more into the tension and suspense, where I think that maybe this one tried a little bit, maybe not very hard, to get some tension and suspense, but in my mind, didn't really get there. And I don't know, I just, as it kind of went back and forth, I don't know, I found myself not really being as interested in knowing whether the evil was really there or not. Certainly, I will say, when, the few evil moments there were, and I don't want to touch too much on what the evil is that we see, let you guys watch that when you see it. I did like it. I wish we saw more of it. Especially the first evil thing that comes that we see it again a little bit later on. If we would have seen more of that throughout the film, I probably would have been happier about it. I liked it. But again, it is it out there? Is it not? And for me, I guess I kind of got to the point where I didn't really care, and it was just kind of up and down, and I think, they kind of reveal, again, trying to be spoiler free here, they try to reveal stuff, as the movie goes on, give you a little bit more, to kind of have that feeling of, is it real or not at the end of the day. And I think, that's all the movie really becomes in the end. And I don't know, for me, it just wasn't enough. I don't know, I wasn't blown away by anything. I don't know, I think in that other movie, I kind of cared a little bit more, was a little bit more drawn on about, what's real and what's not and what's happening. And maybe it's just the way the movie presents itself, where, the other one, I guess, was more of dreams versus not dreams, reality versus not reality, where this one seemed to be mostly reality, and then it was just, whether I don't know if that makes any sense, but whether they were really seeing the evil or not, or really if the evil was really impacting things or not. I don't know. I just, I think once, I guess, I let go of the rope and was just not as interested, or once, they kind of reveal a thing or two, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, that means X. And you're just like, but, give me more, do something more, amaze me in a different way, entertain me in a different way, push on this twist or not, a little bit better. I don't know. Obviously, Halle Berry does good in her role. I think even the two boys were pretty good in their job. I don't think the fault is on them. I just think, that it was never interesting enough with what ultimately happens. obviously when a certain thing or two happens, I guess, they want you to be like, oh, I would have never seen that happening or whatever. But I don't know, it just, wasn't that amazing. Again, I don't know. I kind of tilted to maybe this, maybe having a flashback of an M. Night movie somewhere along the line there. I don't know for those who have watched it, if you kind of had that same feel, or maybe that I put that in you. Maybe you're like, oh yeah, maybe. Um, I don't know. And with I always say with him, it's usually hit or miss. Usually it's a pretty good movie, or it's just really not. Um, so I'm gonna tend with this one to say, not anything spectacular here, not great, not anything blockbuster here with this one. You get a big name actress here, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the movie's going to end up being a big time hit. Uh, just looking here on IMDb, and 5.5 out of 10 with a little over 8,700 ratings to it. So, I guess that may be a touch higher than I probably would have thought that they gave here. Um, but yeah, I wasn't certainly blown away with this one at all. So, with that, I think I'm gonna just give it two pools of blood. Good acting. I liked the evil that was out there, but just the twists and turns of it. I don't know, just didn't do anything for me at the end of the day, and so forth. So I'm gonna let go of the rope for this one, and take my chances with the evil. So that is two pools of blood out of five for this one. So Horror Square Reviews. .blogspot.com is where you can find all of my reviews, written and video. Certainly lots of videos for a while now, so you can just like and subscribe here on YouTube if you want. And that's what everybody wants to do. But if not, that is okay. It is okay. I thank you for your time regardless, whether it's here on the blog or on Twitter and Facebook, which is also down below. Feel free to click there, to follow me there, talk about this movie, horror, other things you want me to review, or even in the comments section. Feel free to reach out to me there as well. So, and talk about this one, or let me know whether you'd let go of the rope or not. So with that, I guess I'll catch you on the next review, horror fans.